It's a nice thick piece of OSB strand. See, it came out from one of these core punches here. I'm using this to emphasize the hole that was cut on the stress side of that band board. Okay, this is the formal living area, the nearest I can ascertain. Just kind of looking at boogers and things. I got a window video that I showed you my amazement that these windows don't go, these side lights don't go to the exterior, they're installed inside out. And I was hoping out loud that they were just being stored there until they can be installed properly, giving everybody the benefit of the doubt. Okay, anchor bolts. Okay, that's what holds your house to the foundation. And anchor bolts not supposed to be, it's supposed to be in the middle third of the sole plate. Some people call these the I'm so used to call it the right name, I forgot what the wrong name was on a pier and beam. We call these the sill plates. On pier and beams we call these the sill plates, but on slab foundations it's a sill plate, and it's supposed to be in the middle third. So we come over here, this one's not in the middle third. We are now on the north wall in the formal dining area. Coming on along, I can't see what's going on in there, so I can't comment what's going on in there. But again, benefit of the doubt. But anytime you have a butt joint in your sole plate, okay, within 12 inches you're supposed to have an anchor bolt. Shooting these little screws into those little nails in there don't cut it. Alright, that's not what we're talking about. That's not what we're here for. So within 12 inches of every butt joint, we're supposed to have an anchor bolt. And all of our anchor bolts are supposed to be in the middle third of the sill plates. Moving on along. This is the kitchen island. This is a pattern fitting for the vent. And I just got to say that I appreciate those. No moving parts, so we don't have a lot of problems with those. So, I won't elaborate on what you don't have, but there's other systems that I'm okay with, but not as fond. I'm not as fond. There's another one, should have been in the middle third. This flashing around here, it all should have been done better. That's what's going to protect if we have a brick wall, brick is porous, and that's what's going to keep when the water gets behind the brick, and it will, that's what's supposed to keep it out of your wall right there. That's what's supposed to be happening. If it's going to happen, I don't know. Coming on along here, this is the upstairs. We got a couple bathtubs that are installed up here. I got the insulation wrapped around the drains, P-traps, I get that. But look at this band board here. On the stress side of that band board. That's pretty incredible, huh? On the stress side of this band board right here. They just cut that straight out. Something to think about. Something to think about. Does that look right to you? It doesn't look right to me. Moving on along, air between these windows. This window was installed inside out, wasn't it? I can't tell. No, it wasn't. A bunch of them were. These are installed inside out. These windows are installed inside out. Can you believe that? See why they're in? They're not even fastened in. They just delivered these windows. They didn't install them. These windows were just delivered. We're missing within 12 inches of the end of each sill plate, we're supposed to have an anchor bolt. This one doesn't have any. We're supposed to have at least two in every board. Even the short ones, even the short sneaky ones. Coming on along. Over here, we're missing our anchor bolt nut and washer underneath this window. We are now in, by the way, just for orientation purposes. Turn my door, whatever. For installation purpose, we're in the great room. We're in the great room. Also, I'm moving back through the great room, through the little butler area, through the pantry area, coming back in here, back into the formal dining area, back to this corner. Okay, you see how loose this board is? All right, we need a stiffener in here. We need a brace. We need a brace board. See the way things bowing and stuff? We really want the corner to be a little more. And you know what's missing? You want to talk to the builder and find out how this was handled. Because it might have been handled. There's different ways that you handle termites in new construction. Different ways that you handle it. And I can talk about them because I have that license. But one of them is a chemical treatment on the ground, which is my favorite and it's the best. All right? Most builders do a reasonable job, but they do it with a boride. It looks like a green paint. It's about knee height. It goes down all the walls. Go on YouTube and look at a framing inspection, and just look and see what they're saying about that. But I'm not noticing any power in my flashlight. I'm not noticing any of the boride paint, which is most common in this area. Hopefully it was treated with chemicals. But if it wasn't treated with chemicals, then we need to come back and do the boride thing. All right? Back into the great room. Back here, all this wall's missing underneath these windows. That's in another one. It's in the exterior video, which is the one right before this one. Gas piping doesn't have to be plumb in the wall, you know. You can get creative with it. And we did that. Fireplace is not installed, can't be inspected very well, but I did make note of the chimney flue in the roof section, the first roof video. Moving on along. Coming into what used to be the master bedroom. We can't call it that anymore, so we started calling it the owner's bedroom. Oops, that's not even better than the master bedroom. So now we're going to call it the primary bedroom, okay? Oh, it was a parent bedroom too, but some people were... this week it's the primary bedroom. That's all I can say. This week it's the primary bedroom. Wait a minute. Let's get a measurement here. Do I have my tape measure on me? Just kind of move on along. We're prepared, aren't we, Bud? Not all the time. Not as well as we should be sometimes. Let's check this out. That's why I like to take my clients along. That's less than 1 inch. But this is cast iron too, by the way. So I got ahead of myself. It's different if it's PEX water. It's different if it's electrical. Okay. But with cast iron, not so much. Would it be better if there's a nailing plate there? Yes, there is. And I'm going to put some paint there, and I'm going to talk about it. But I also got to, just let you know that, if the builder tells you that that's cast iron, it's not required there. It'd be easier to put the plate there than have that conversation. But if the builder decides to have that conversation, he's actually telling you the truth. Okay. Anytime you have a sole plate, 12 inches, we should have anchor bolts. And 2 anchor bolts, not 1 anchor bolt in the middle, 2 anchor bolts within 12 inches, within 12 inches, within 12 inches, within 12 inches of the butt seam. We're in the parent bedroom. I know I got off, but we're in the primary bedroom this week. We're in the primary bedroom, and this is the east wall. This stud's a little bit of warp. If you were I'd put another brace in there. I'm going to put some paint on that as well. Now, I'm seeing where they missed the studs with the staples, but I'm pushing on it, and it seems like to me that eventually they drove it home. We're going into the primary bathroom area. Okay. missing anchor bolts, and the anchor bolts are not in the middle third. Anchor bolts are not on this wall. The primary bedroom. Huh, that's what I thought. Oh well. Moving on along, still traveling. We see the way this plumbing's coming in here? It's inside the wall cavity. See that? It's inside the wall. This is outside of the wall cavity. Alright? I don't know how you're going to do the wall here. You know, maybe it's by design. Maybe the builder can show you the plans. Maybe there's a architectural detail going to be there, some frilly thing or something. I don't know, but it's not in the wall cavity. It's going to be hard for the drywall guys to install over that. Just saying. Just saying. Kind of moving back on along. This is going to be the parent closet. I took a shortcut. I made the primary closet. We do not have all the green. You'll see that on the video if you go to YouTube and find all those guys doing those videos. They get a lot more hits than I do. But I'm really kind of not interested in that as long as you see your video. That's my plan. I really wasn't. And I encourage you to check out my YouTube channel, Bud Roselle on YouTube. Check me out. So if you can't get enough of my wild and wacky humor. So this plumbing, we can either move it over or we can put nailing plates on it. They put nailing plates here. See, you probably need a nailing plate. That's my pink paint again. Now this nailing plate, look at that guy. Look how he's hanging out, man. You think the drywall guy's going to have fun with that? You know, the tradespeople are very, very focused or narrow-minded or myopic or whatever you want to call it. You know, they'll make this work some kind of way, and it won't be a good way. It won't be a good way. You need a nailing plate up there too. I can't get up there with some blue paint, pink paint. See how close that is to the edge up there? Right there. You do. Moving on along. This is, I'm assuming this is the guest bedroom, downstairs guest bedroom. The anchor bolts. Boy, I love my anchor bolts, don't I? I'm the anchor bolt kid. Okay, so our anchor bolts are not in the middle third. These interior walls are not required to have anchor bolts. And, you know, this is considered an exterior wall by a lot of people for a lot of reasons. Because it's the garage is considered the exterior to a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. But in terms of anchor bolts, they're not required there. In terms of anchor bolts, that's not a requirement. So it kind of is what it is. Moving on along. Oh, and this is just a heads up, Mr. Builder. This little label underneath here for the clothes dryer, we're going to want to see that filled out. We're going to want to see that filled out when we come in for the final. And we already got a whole video for the electrical. 2 anchor bolts. 2 anchor bolts. Now this one's got a lot of reinforcement, which is good. That's what we want. It's got a lot of reinforcement. I can't tell if there's an anchor bolt in there or not. But judging from what is visible, dollars of donuts, you don't have 2. Dollars of donuts, you do not have 2. This anchor bolt's not within 12 inches. Okay? No matter how short it is, you're supposed to have 2 anchor bolts. And this is a mistake. I apologize. I don't want everybody getting all upset about this. You know what I'm not seeing in these windows? I'm not seeing pan flashing. These windows weren't flashed right. These windows aren't even installed. These windows aren't even installed. Coming on along. Everything's looking kind of nice. I like that. We got hurricane straps. Plywood decking for our roof. Okay. Everything's looking pretty nice. Supposed to have anchor bolts within 12 inches. Within 12 inches. And then, conveniently hidden behind this extra window, okay, right in there, that anchor bolt's missing its nut and its washer. And then we come along, it's still in the front porch. Not in the middle third, not in the middle third. Now, after we get past the front porch, this is no longer an exterior wall. So anchor bolts are not, past this point, anchor bolts are not required. What I like to do is I like to do a little measuring here. I'm a measurer. And we'll just do that right here. Okay, so that's like 7.5 inches. That's a good height for a step. There's not supposed to be a lot of differences in the steps either, like 32nd of an inch in our steps. So let's just take this 6-foot stick here. I'll put it right here. And I'm doing this just to show you, because floor coverings and stuff, things change and people start talking. But you know what? Looks like we're pretty much level here and here and here. Except here. Nope. Yeah. Look at that. Look at the difference between these two steps. What kind of difference is it, bud? I don't know. Did you forget your tape measure? I put it in my pocket with everything else. Alright. So that's about a 1/2 inch. Let's go parallel to parallel. That's about a 1/2 inch difference. That's too much. Now, we'll come back and look for this. That's that same step. Okay, let's just get. Looks from these steps. It looks like it's more than 1/2 inch. What am I doing? There we go. See that? Come on. Come on, Grampy. Numbers looking. These steps just aren't that dimensionally uniform. There's that one. These are all fine, and we get down to this one. Yeah. Is that a 32nd of an inch? I think so. One last test. Take care of your equipment, it'll take care of you. So what do I got here? About 7.5 inches. That's what the bottom step was. The top step, oh man, 7 3/4 inches. So at least 3 of these steps have more than a 32nd of an inch height elevation differential, including the top one.